Don't run from challenges, run over them. Sometimes the greatest challenge is to love ourselves through what we go through. I want to challenge you to handle yourself with tender, loving care. Today, let's talk about being imperfectly perfect, how to love beyond limits. Oh, you know what's up? Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. Yeah, I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you have joined me today. We're going to have a courageous conversation of illumination, but let's hit the thumbs up button on this video. Come on, hit that thumbs up button on this video. Help a brother out. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button as well. I'm growing your greatness. Help me to grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks chains. And yes, you know how we do that. We light up the dark moments like we always do at this time. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. As a matter of fact, drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Come on, find that light bulb emoji. Post that in the chat. Yeah, do that. As a matter of fact, let's lighten it up. Let's light it up. Let's brighten it up. We too lit to quit. We're going to stay lit. Why? Because we are the light of the world. And today we're going to spotlight and highlight a tremendous topic entitled Imperfectly Perfect. Imperfectly Perfect. How to love beyond limits. One of the greatest things is to embrace your flaws. Heard a rapper once say, he said, everything I'm not made me everything I am. And one of those aspects is looking at the fact that the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. I can't love anybody adequately if I don't love myself properly. Self-care, being kind to yourself, forgiving other people, appropriating the forgiveness of God, not giving up on you. Yeah, you may have made mistakes, but you're not a mistake. I need you to hear me. Just because you've made mistakes doesn't mean you are a mistake. And you don't have to be perfect to inspire others. People just get inspired simply by how you overcome your imperfections. You know what your imperfections are. And I want you to think about your imperfections not based upon what you look like on the outside, because you're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God's workmanship. Stop comparing your nose to somebody else's. Stop comparing the shape of your body to somebody else's. Stop comparing your skin complexion to someone else's. You are too unique to compete. You're too rare to compare. You have been divinely designed with a purpose in mind. And I need you to embrace you. Now, flaws, when we're talking about that, talking about things that most people can't see. But then again, they may see it based upon your attitude. They may see it based upon your disposition. They may see it based upon your character. The things that everybody necessarily cannot see with the naked eye. Those things that we have to perfect. But those things as well that I have become so imperfect becomes a perfect way for us to empower other people. Life is not going to be perfect. Life is not going to be, peaches and cream and a bed of roses with no thorns. No, there are some things that we have and that we deal with that life deals us a hand, and we have to learn how to play that. But I want you to understand this, that you have to embrace you. And your flaws, your imperfections are perfect for the right person. I need you to hear me. Everybody does not have a grace for you. What may be a turnoff to you, or what may be a turnoff to somebody else about you, may be the best thing since sliced bread when somebody sees it, or when somebody interacts with you. Why? Because beyond your assets, they understand that you are an asset. Everybody, just because they have a heart doesn't mean that they have a heart. When you say, I do to you, I do to your purpose, I do to what it is that God gave you, I do to what it is that God called you to do, is greater than anything that you have been through. And a lot of times, because we feel like we have so many imperfections, and because we've focused so much on our weaknesses than our strengths, we've focused so much on our flaws, which has become an impending figment of our imagination. We don't do anything. We don't start anything. We don't develop anything. We don't work on any projects. And I need you to hear me. It's better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing flawlessly. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Family, just type imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect. If God wanted you to be them, he would have made you them. If he wanted them to be you, they would have been you. He made you you. He made them them. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You are in his image, but you're also fashioned in his likeness. You're imperfectly perfect. It's better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing flawlessly. I need you to hear me. Whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is that you have an idea to create, it is good enough. Somebody needs what you have to share. Somebody needs what you have to convey. Somebody needs the project. Somebody needs the blueprint. Somebody needs the book. Somebody needs the song. Somebody needs the poetry. Somebody needs the music. Somebody needs that idea to increase their impact and their influence, and ultimately their income. Somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question: how much longer will you make them wait? And could it possibly be you making other people wait now throws off what it is that God has ready for you, but you're not ready to receive it? Oh yeah, this is what people say. I'll write the book when I get engaged or when I get married. I'll start the business when I get married. Could it possibly be that God is going to have the particular person that he has for you read the book before they say I do to you? And then now, based upon them reading your stories, based upon them now getting in proximity with you, and based upon you fostering a relationship with them, they don't have to spend so much time unnecessarily getting to know you, when here it is, it's conveyed in the book, and now questions and conversation and interconnection is built upon that. Well, I'll just start the business when I get married. Could it possibly be that God wants you to start the business now, to where the right person that he has for you is going to invest in what it is that you're doing, and it won't be such an uphill climb as you all are investing time? But here's what you'll be able to do. You'll be able to soar on wings as an eagle together. It won't be just that you're trying to build something from the ground up financially. No, you've already got a financial nest egg. And you're able to build. You're able to soar. When you begin to embrace your flaws, you understand this. I'm not trying to fit in when I was born to stand out. I'm a red box and a gold bowl. I'm a gift to the world. The tragedy is to be gifted, but for me to never open the package. Some of us have opened the package, but we're not using what is in the package. Got to use the gift of what it is that God gave me. Before I expect you to love me, I now love me. With my flaws, with my idiosyncrasies, with all of the things and the mistakes and the missteps, I love me through what I've gone through. That's courageous of you. Come on, that takes courage. That takes courage to look at the person in the mirror and you know how many mistakes you've made. You know how many missteps have taken place. You know the people who have hurt you, but you still love yourself through what it is that you go through all the scars that you see, through all the impediments, through all the flaws, through all the aspects of liabilities, but you still see yourself as an asset. That takes courage. That takes faith. That takes identity. That takes you moving in the pathway of your destiny. That takes the fact of you recognizing that you have a purpose. You're living on purpose, for a purpose, because you have a dynamic purpose. Family, just type I have a purpose. Just type I have a purpose. Type I have a purpose. I have a purpose. Purposeful conversations take place in our amazing members only area of this YouTube channel. Conversations like this one right here is why you need to become a member of our In the Mix family. You really do. I'm talking to you. Yes. You need to become a member. Sincere salute and shout out to all of our members who are in our live chat who have a digital decal by their name. Yeah, they got a bandwidth badge, and I appreciate that. I want you to go ahead and get one even right now. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video for how and where to get a digital decal to become a member of our In the Mix family. Yeah, go right now. Tap that link. Click that link. You're going to see 3 options pop up: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Choose one of those 3. My gift to you is to give you access to our members only area. I want you to unlock the unlimited. I want you to get an all access pass, even right now, to footage, exclusive footage, behind the scenes content that you won't see anywhere else except in our membership area. Membership has its privileges. Join us even now. Family, share this with somebody. Come on. All right, come on, share this with somebody. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about being imperfectly perfect. Let's reset the room. Being imperfectly perfect. How to love beyond limits. How to love beyond limits. Yeah, and I want to talk about that. I want to take a quick break. I want you to stick and stay. More is coming your way. After these messages, I'll be right back. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now. As well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church. Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. Come on, family. I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about being imperfectly perfect, how to love beyond limits, and oftentimes life places limitations on us that make us feel downcast, downtrodden, that devastate us mentally in our mindset to where we feel like we're always going to be a hopeless romantic, to where we feel as if we're not deserving of love. And because we're not deserving love of how we feel, now we don't even love ourselves. It's easy to give up on you when you don't love you. And I need you to hear me. The sky is not the limit for you. It's just a view. Take the limits off. Take the cap off your capability. It's cap anyway. There's a challenge. In order to be courageous, you have to overcome a challenge. And oftentimes that challenge is us loving ourselves. The challenge is us seeing something good inside of us, even though we were mishandled. The person we thought was going to heal us and help us wound up hurting us and harming us. We experienced mistreatment at the hands of abuse. People who we thought were going to be mentors were tormentors. I need you to hear me. And the challenge becomes such an impending issue to where we run from challenges rather than running to challenges. And hear me, we don't just need to run from challenges, we need to run over them. We don't just need to run to challenges, and we definitely don't need to run from challenges. We need to run over those challenges. And that's why sometimes the greatest challenge is us loving ourselves through what it is that we go through. And that's why I want to issue you a challenge. Family, just type accept the challenge. Type accept the challenge. Type accept the challenge. Accept the challenge. Your imperfections are right enough. Your imperfections are perfect enough for the right person. Imperfections now, as you lean into those imperfections, it does not mean to stay this way. Come on, you know your attitude is a distasteful imperfection. I'm just going to be this way. I'm just going to stay that way. Come on now. There's some things you know you can course correct. Or you find yourself by yourself for the rest of your life. Because nobody's going to want to be around you. Because your attitude is toxic. It's a biohazard to people's blessings. Accept the challenge. This is what I want you to do. As I told you, type accept the challenge. I'm challenging you to accept the challenge of loving yourself. I'm challenging you to accept the challenge of knowing your worth. I'm challenging you to accept the challenge of handling yourself with care. For you to go beyond just the whole aspect of self-care, nail done, hair done, everything did, or you fancy, huh? For you to just go beyond the whole aspect of self-care, take yourself to a basketball game, taking yourself to a sporting outing, getting yourself a nice suit. This goes beyond your suit and your shirt and your skirt. But no, I'm talking about you actually taking some time to sit with yourself. What are the things that I can course correct? What are the things that are idiosyncratic to me that I should lean in on? Because now I know that I can find my tribe. And my vibe attracts my tribe. After moving to that aspect, moving into that aspect says, you know what? It's okay to want better for yourself. Don't let anybody stunt your growth. It's okay to want better for yourself. Don't allow your bad habits to stunt your growth. It's okay to want better for yourself. Don't let your addictions that lead to confliction stunt your growth. Why? Because everything that you've experienced in your past is preparation for your future. Loving yourself through what you go through. Healing from the vestiges of your past. Forgiving yourself. Yeah, that's a part of self-care. A part of self-care that most people don't mention is the whole power of forgiving yourself. Say, I'm going to brush my shoulders off. I'm going to forgive myself for allowing people to mistreat me. I'm going to forgive myself for not listening to the inner intuition that God gave me, for not walking in the place of my divine discernment. I'm going to love myself beyond the limits that other people place on me, much less the limits that I place on myself. Why is that? Because you don't want to become an opponent to yourself. Why is that? Because if you become an opponent to yourself, you'll never be a teammate for anybody else. You're an op to yourself. And because you're an op to yourself, you'll never be a teammate to anyone else. Everything you're not makes you everything that you are. None of us are perfect, but I need you to hear me. We all should at least be genuine. None of us are perfect, but we should all be genuine. And here's what I love about God. God uses imperfect people to perfect people. God uses your brokenness to bring breakthrough. He uses your pain as an outlet for power, to where you don't remain broken, to where you don't remain negative and defeated. But you understand this, healing is not always an event. Sometimes it's a process. And I'm getting better each and every single time. It's a process for healing, a process for joy, a process for peace, a process for overcoming what it is that I've been through. God uses imperfect people to perfect people. Anyone that God used other than Jesus was imperfect. And here's what imperfect people understand. Imperfect people who are evolved. Imperfect people who are involved. Hear me. They're evolved and they're involved. They're involved with their growth. They're involved in their community. They're involved in getting better each and every single day. They're involved with their interpersonal development. Yeah. Here's what they understand. They understand that they are a work in progress. Family, just type progress. Type progress. They understand that they're a work in progress, and they're grateful. Why? Because they understand that despite their flaws, despite their imperfections, God still chose them. And I need you to hear me, that God's purpose for you is greater than your weakness. God's purpose is greater than your weakness. Why? Because he said, when you're weak, that's when you're strong. When you're weak, that's when you're strong. Why? Because he's strong for you. He's strong for you. We love him because he first loved us. And I need you to hear me. True love is not about finding a perfect person. True love is about learning to love an imperfect person perfectly. Yeah. It's not about trying to find a perfect person. It's not about who you can find to live with. It's about who you can find to live without. Who you can't live without. Not about just the person you can live with. It's about the person that you can't live without. As imperfect as they are. But I need you to hear me on this. Being perfectly imperfect does not mean you stop striving for perfection. Doesn't mean you throw your wits to the wind. Doesn't mean you give up. It means you continue to look up. It means you continue to get better. It means you continue to go to therapy and you deal with your traumas and your triggers and you work through the things that bring upheaval in your life. It means that you forgive. But forgiveness does not mean you have to return. Forgiveness does not mean you have to befriend. Forgiveness does not mean you have to go back to what God delivered you from. Forgiveness means I'm closing the chapter on this particular book. I'm closing this chapter on this particular aspect and this particular issue in my life. I'm getting remediation. I'm moving into a place of resolve. I'm getting personal closure. Even if you don't want to give me no closure, I'm going to give closure to myself. Because for some people, you can't move on until that other person gives you closure. No, give yourself closure. Give yourself closure. Well, they need to apologize to me. And if they don't, here's what you got to do. You got to forgive people who may never give you an apology. You have to forgive people who may never give you an apology. Give yourself closure. Give yourself the gift of goodbye. But don't allow it to impede your growth. Don't allow it to impede the process of you being perfected. What I love about it, Scripture says, God will perfect those things that concern you. I don't know what concerns you. I don't know if it's your childhood development. I don't know if it's the past. I don't know if it's an ex. I don't know if it's a divorce. I don't know if it's your children. I don't know if it's your money. I don't know if it's the aspect of depression or your mental health. I don't know what it is that concerns you, but whatever it is that concerns you, God will perfect it in the midst of everything seeming to be so imperfect. Woo! Oh, come on. Come on. I'm talking to somebody. In the midst of everything that's so imperfect, God will perfect those things that concern you. Why? Because all things work together for the good. To them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. I want to just talk to you real quickly. Listen, I know it's hurting, but it's working. I know it's disappointing, but it's working. I know it's been disheartening, but it's working. I know it seems as if, you've been backtracking, but it's working. I know it seems as if you can't figure it out, but it's working. I know they're hating, but it's working. I know they're trying to try you, but it's working. All things. Family, just type all things. Type all things. All things are working together for the good to them. Here it is, that love God. And your love, his love for you comes with a calling. To those who are, all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. It's going to work out because it's purposeful. In the midst of the imperfections, he's going to perfect those things that concern you. It's going to work out for your good. Why is it going to be all good? It's going to be all good because it's all God. Family, just type all good, all God. All good, all God. I can't figure it out, but I know that he's working it out. And so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to breathe and believe. Breathe and believe. I'm not running from the challenge. I'm going to run over the challenge. Everything that was overwhelming will now become overflowing. Everything that was overwhelming will now become overcoming in my life. Why? Because I'm handling myself with care. I'm taking the limits off. I'm overcoming every limitation, limitations that become impediments. And I'm overcoming as I'm becoming bigger, better, and brighter. Family, I want you to sow into the word that you've heard. It's not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. I want you to sow a seed into this word that you've heard even now. Your seed can help to meet the need. Yes, as we're growing in our greatness, as we're broadening our broadcast, expanding it to the greater horizons, from neighborhoods to nations. communities to cities, locally, nationally, and globally. I would that you would sow into this word that you've heard. I don't know if it's a $5 seed. I don't know if it's a $10 seed. I don't know if it's a $50 seed. I don't know if it's a $20 seed. But whatever seed, it can help to meet the need. We're doing such tremendous work as the Remnant Worshipers, as we're part of this amazing ministry, as I serve as the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers ministry in Detroit, where we've fed and served 15,000 plus people within 4.5 months' time. Imagine what more we can do with the seeds that you sow too. Or that you would sow that seed. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. A super thanks, you can drop that too. You can give electronically online through Cash App, $ Dr. Eddie Ministries, $ Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. That is a debt that you owe to the seed that you sow. I'm joining my faith with yours that God does 30, 60, 100 fold. That's what I'm joining my faith with. I'm joining my faith with yours that God does 30, 60, 100 fold in your life. Yeah. And here it is. You're not going to suffer in silence. You're not going to be worried about what's going to happen. You're going to be overcoming in the midst of what seems to be overwhelming. What I love about it, Genesis 26 verse 12 says this: Isaac sowed in that land and received in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. I want you to sow into this digital land, this digital landscape land. And I believe as you're sowing that in the same year, not next year, not the fact that you missed previous years, not years later, but same God, same land, same year, same blessing. What is that? 100-fold. Your Genesis 26:12 seed as you sow it. I want you to name your seed as you're sowing your seed. I don't know if it's increase. I don't know if it's same blessing. I don't know if it's perfection. Whatever it is, I want you to sow that seed. I know it's going to be a blessing even as you sow it. Again, thank you so much for giving online. $ on Cash App, $, Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Yeah, we've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker, drop a super thanks. My super thanks to you is for staying connected and engaged in this conversation. If you're not a member of our in the Mix family, but primarily in our Eagles community, if you're not a member of our Eagles community, soar with us into greater success and purpose. Soar with us, even do that now. Into greater success and purpose. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. Yes, do that. If that's you, you want to grow in your greatness. You want to grow in your emotional intelligence, in your purpose, in your spiritual gifts, in your business, in your marketing. You want to scale your business. Our community is the place of grace to soar into greater success and purpose. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com, and so I can give you access to our private Facebook group. I can give you access to all of our sessions, past and present. You get access to all of our accountability partners. And yes, in our private Facebook group, but also in our Zoom sessions, where we have gatherings from time to time, where we connect, where we build, where I coach you, teach you, train you, mentor you, as we have our amazing sessions that go further and farther than wherever it is that we go here. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. And then, of course, become a member of In the Mix. Links in the chat, links in the description. Click that link. Tap that link. Choose one of those three options. My giving gift to you is to give you access to our In the Mix members area. Its membership has its privileges. Unlock the unlimited. Get an all-access pass. Family In the Mix. Woo, we are out of time. But trust me, I'm not out of truth, and so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. We roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix right here on the YouTube side. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You haven't even shared this yet. Share this with somebody. Share this conversation with somebody. and encourage them. Sincere salute and shout out to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite stations on social media. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Well, then step this way, step that way. Which way? By friending me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Come on, family. Put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. And I want you to show up to my amazing church, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry. There's a Grace for Growth on our house. I want you to be a part of it. Join us this coming Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. Yeah, join us this Sunday. Come on, make plans this weekend to join us, 10 o'clock a.m. at 20470 Hubble Street. 20470 Hubble Street is where we're doing our best to save you a seat. A church alive is worth the flight of the drive. Join me there and bring somebody with you as well. Check out more about our church at trwchurch.org. You can get any of my books. Got 18 books out there. Amazon as ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. You can also get signed copies at my website, EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. My website is not just relegated to books or you booking me to speak, but I've also got a litany of resources for you. One is my bestseller book blueprint, where I'm literally showing you what I did to birth and create 18 books, showing you how to birth your book. You keep saying, I'm going to write the book. Well, why don't you get my complete guide of how to do it from point A to point Z? Nothing missing, nothing broken. You're learning from all the mistakes that I've made. I wish I had a me to help me during that time. But I'm going to be the me for you. Go right now, download my bestseller book blueprint, and then also get my successful speaker strategies. Really teaching you the art of communication. Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you're using better words. Learn how to wow your audience. Learn how to be invited back. Learn how to develop your signature story. All of that and more in my digital video training guide. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a speaker, why would you look any further? Come on, you know that I'm the man for the job. Invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me, info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. Go get those resources at EddieConnor.com. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself. By developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content and all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.